So I've got a problem. I've got this small office space. It's basically a 12 foot by 11 foot room, and well, I've already squeezed in two 3D printers in here, and now, well, um, for my last video, I left you off saying, what am I going to do with this new printer that's coming? Well, I was going to order it, but I haven't ordered that third one yet because I know it's going to be a much bigger one, and I genuinely have no idea where it's going to go inside this office. So yeah, so welcome back to Old School 3D Prints. You know, I was talking before about getting an H2D or an H2C or now maybe even an A2L. I mean, I don't know yet. I know one's coming, and before it gets here, I've decided to kind of approach it differently than I did when I got the X2D, and that is I have to completely rethink this space. So I figured I'd bring you along for the whole process. What I've got now, what I believe is wrong with it, and how I'm planning to fit a printer that is slightly bigger than either of those that you see behind me. So I've been running this setup now for a while. It started with the P2S that you see back there about 6 months ago. And I just want to sit there and say again, like I've said before, I've had zero issues with this machine. I've not had a single failed print that obviously I didn't cause myself. It has been an absolute workhorse since I've gotten it. Like I said, about 6.5 months ago, here. Well, then as soon as the X2D came out, I was like, oh man, I've got to get the new X2D. And I did, just like that. And suddenly my one printer office became a two printer office. And I thought, okay, this is tight, but it works. Um, and I made some modifications and changes to basically my current setup. And it's still what I believe to be a tight fit. And it did work, and it has worked for a while. But now you hear some calibration going on here in the back. But now I've got this oh no moment that I have to address. So here I am, about ready to order the H2D or H2C or A2L or some other machine, and then immediately after I thought about doing that, I'm standing up here in this office going, wait, this thing is actually huge, like significantly bigger than the two machines that you see behind me. And I'm already what I believe to be out of space if I want to actually have a space. So my biggest issue with the X2D was I didn't think about where I was going to put it when I went in there and I ordered it. And now I almost did the exact same thing again, except for this time I'm trying to slow down, but I'm also thinking there's literally nowhere left in the current configuration that I have as it relates to my office space. So instead of waiting for this larger printer that's going to be coming, shows up and panicking, which is basically what I did the last time when the X2D showed up, well, I thought maybe let's approach this really, really differently. So I'm planning ahead. Three things that I think I need to solve is, I need to look at the footprint that I have currently in my office space. I need to look at the airflow, and I need to look at access of these particular machines. Now, if I can solve these three issues and these three problems, then this office works. However, if I miss just one, then I would be printing in the garage or in the hallway. Well, the garage is not an option for me because I live in South Texas. And let's just say it's hot and humid where I'm at. So the garage is out. Well, so this is what I'm confronted with, and that's what I'm going to walk you through, which is what my setup looks like currently right now, what I think needs to change, and the plan I'm working on before this new printer is to arrive. So anyway, this is what we got right now. To the back of me, I've got the P2S running with two AMS Pros, and to the right of me on this side, I've got the Bamboo Lab X2D. And they're sitting on a workbench that I ordered from Amazon after the first configuration didn't work. Solid wood, metal, holds both printers really fine. Like I said, I've got one on each side, but also in the middle, I've got a little bit workspace, which is the only workspace I have, with a pegboard with some tools above it. I've got filament storage and a shelf that's underneath. And it's definitely not enough for the filament that I continuously seem to purchase. We can talk about that in a whole nother video. But I've also got like my flag. I've got my veteran plaques. I've got my pictures up. I mean, because this space is mine. This is the space that I have inside my home. It's kind of like my man cave. So, I mean, I've even got a small fan set up, basically in the corner, got cable management underneath some things, zip tying things, putting things together, making sure that it's currently working. It's not pretty, but it is functional, and it's a lot better than what it was when I started. And functional is about the best that I can say because it is really, really tight. It's really tight in the configuration that I have. When both printers are running, things are going, things are shaking. You want to move around, you want to do some things. So what am I going to do? So a couple of things. Number one, I've got this workbench back here. It's deep enough for these two printers. It's a bigger footprint than I kind of wanted in here. But again, when you combine it with the fact that I've got a little workspace, it works out great. And I'm not going to move those currently the way that they are because I don't really think I have anywhere else to put them. So step number two is, I've got to create some vertical separation. These printers are side by side, which means I'm using all the horizontal space, but I'm using none of my vertical space, which is that up and down space in a small room. And that's backwards, so I have to get real creative with that. And then number three, I think this is a huge one, I'm dealing with heat. When I got two printers in here, even with the fan blowing, it still gets really warm. When I add a third, especially one that might be as powerful as the H2D or the H2C, I'm going to really have some issues. Heat is definitely going to be a factor. So I don't want it to affect warping or inconsistent prints or anything along in relation to that. So I have to figure that solution out as well. So here's what I'm thinking. First, again, I'm not going to replace the workbench. So I have to figure out what's the additional workbench that I'm going to use for this printer, making sure it's the right size and making sure it fits within the confined spaces that I have. Because right now, my current configuration, I really think I've only got one wall left. So you need to think about it. If I got an H2D, I need something that's going to be deeper than 100 or deeper than 24 inches. My current bench right now is basically about 20 inches or so. So that's basically number one is what am I going to put it on that's going to be stable enough to hold it to that size. And second is I'm thinking about going vertical. The P2S right now is a workhorse. The X2D is a workhorse. The P2S is quieter than the X2D. But can I take the X2D and can I put it up on a wall-mounted shelf above it? Can I go vertical over on that side to create a space over here for a bigger one? I really don't know. But I also think the H2D or H2C or bigger printer, whatever that's going to be, definitely needs to have its own dedicated stand on probably one of the opposite walls that I have in here. And that's either back here where my recliner is that I'd like to keep, or over here where one of my bookshelves is. And these are books that I like to read. So, and third, I'm probably going to be adding a second fan, repositioning the first one that I have. I've got a little shark that kind of moves around and stuff, making sure that every printer has at least a lot of clearance on all sides. I know it really sounds simple, but in a room this size, 8 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches, 6 inches, that's a lot of space that kind of really needs to be created. But again, I don't need them all jammed up because I also want to be able to sit there and I want to be able to do stuff and be functional in it with my prints. So here's the thing. I actually work in this office, like actually do work in the office. And it's not just like a print farm. I've got my computer, I've got my desk, I've got my books, I've got my stuff in here. So I can't just fill the room with printers and call it a day. And listen, and that's the constraint I think a lot of us deal with. I mean, most of us are hobbyists. We're not factories. We're not major businesses and stuff like that, we've got real rooms with real limits. So every decision that I'm making, whether it be where I'm going to place something, whether the shelf height is going to be right, whether the bench depth is going to be correct, or where the printer, like I said again, is going to be placed, it all has to work around the fact that I still need to sit in here and actually use this space constructively. And at the same time, I'm going to be a little bit of stubbornness here. I don't want to give up my recliner in here. Um, it's hard for me to think about giving up a bookcase full of books that I reference or I like to read. So part of the issue is me and myself and I. So a few things, I figured out that might help here. If you're dealing with the same problem, and again, a lot of you guys have spaces probably more cramped than mine. Some of you have print farms, and that's awesome. So step number one is I think you need to measure everything. You need to measure it once, measure it twice, measure it 3 times. I almost ordered that bench back there that was going to be 2 inches wide. 2 inches too wide is what I meant to say. And it would have blocked the door. 2 inches if I put it on the wall that's behind the camera right now. 1 or 2 inches can cause a big problem if it's not correct. And number two, I have a vertical space is free real estate. 6 months, 2 printers side by side, when one of them could have been on a shelf the whole time. So maybe I should have approached that a little bit differently. And three, plan before you buy. I know, I didn't do that either, but here we are. So yeah, if you've got a small space and you're trying to figure out, how to fit more printers, I get it. I'm right there with you. And it is my current issue that I have right now. If you've already solved this, drop us a comment. I genuinely want to see how other people are being creative in a small confined space to have a functional printing setup and still have pride and ownership of the man cave, the woman cave, whatever that's going to be, because it is my only spot that I have in the house that technically belongs to me. So yeah, so show us with pictures of what you're doing. Definitely make some comments on there. And again, I am being stubborn because there's certain things I don't want to give up. So help me through this process. So yeah, so again, if you're handling a tight setup and you've come up with creative solutions to that, please share that because I'm sure there's stuff that I haven't even thought of yet when it comes to actually taking a space and reconfiguring it to keep it your own, but yet to have a functional printing setup. And if the H2D, H2C, or A2L or a bigger printer arrives before I finish this reconfiguration, well, I'm sure I'll figure it out. Probably. So here's the plan. The next video, it's going to be an unboxing of whatever printer is going to show up. And you'll see whether or not my math and my vision actually worked, or whether or not I'm printing from the hallway or possibly the garage. But again, like I said, garage is really not an option, and the hallway is not the best thing either. I want to have the setup here, and I want it to be functional. So anyways, listen, thanks for watching. I'll show you the finished setup when it's done. And I guess, again, my next question is this larger printer going to fit, or am I about to learn a very expensive lesson? I don't want to repeat what I did with the X2D. So yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Again, give me a thumbs up, a like. Please, please, please provide the comments. Show some of your awesome setups that you have out there. And again, for all the people that I follow, I just thoroughly have enjoyed the journey of learning from you all. And definitely think about subscribing and following, old school 3D prints and following the printing journey that I'm on right now. And hopefully, I'll have some useful stuff for you guys. So have a great and awesome day.